So today we are this eyeball in the sky, and we are about to be attacked by a whole bunch of sheep. So let's just build our HQ right over here and then get some defenses set up. Now we also get a form that we can fight in, and I do like the sound of this warrior here that is also human. This is going to be important because we can set up a lot of buildings for a lot of factions. But we will need some defenses, so let's get a barracks over here that is also human, and have a couple of wizards for some ranged attacks. And since we have enough humans, we get to choose a perk. So for now, let's take the next house for free and generate double the money, which can, you guessed it, be human. But it also takes 20 more humans to get to the next perk, so we might have to build a different faction. So that can come in the form of another barracks with different units. And let's have some melee units to go along with the range units. So there we have some help, which is also all of our money. So let's get our troops in position. That will just fly over too with our eyeball. Why are you staring at me like that? Don't do that. Let's just have them right here. And then the wizards can also actually be positioned up here where this wall is supposed to be, and then they can just hold the ground there. Well, we'll be on the ground here. It's not so many enemies, really. We should be able to handle this. But of course, our orcs are also charging way forward and not in the range of wizards anymore. So let's just have them pull back. And then we also have a whirlwind ability that will damage a lot of units at once. It also means that we're taking a lot of damage, but we'll be fine, because at any time we can switch back to an eyeball and heal. And we survive the round anyway. So now there's gonna be, oh no, it's lambs. Why are you throwing lambs at me? I just want lamb chops. Oh, and there's goats, abilities from a different spot. That's not gonna be annoying at all. But this would be a good time to set up some towers too. And the orcs are almost ready for their own perks. Let's get an orc tower up here. Like an all-seeing eye? Gotta keep an eye out for them hobbitses. But it's also a mage tower, so that would help for that, and the berserker. So this is good all around for our stats. And now we get to choose an orc perk. All buildings gain 20% more health and deal a small amount of damage each time they are hit. I do like this, but the abilities are also a range unit, which I don't appreciate. And it would also help if we actually had some walls in here, but we can only really place down one, so let's get the one where the billies are gonna be. It could be, I guess, any wall, but we haven't really messed with the elves yet, so why don't we just do that? It looks a lot better too. And I think the wizards can stay over here too, just to help out the orcs a little bit better. And then we can do our best against the billies, even though they have range, but our tower has even better range. And it can two-shot the billies. I like this, but the billies are also ranged, so let's just get right up in their business and deal a whole bunch of damage and then run away. Or not really run away, but just around them. We do a little bit better when we're switching targets, but we're also about to die, so eyeball time. And our orcs are doing pretty well over here, actually. And our walls should survive long enough for our all-seeing eye to take out those, so let's help out the guys here with a whole bunch of AoE. Oh, that ability is so good. And as a tip here is saying, we can build some shrines to get some more XP. I think it's worth us doing that. So let's build an elf shrine just to help out those numbers. And we might as well use the extra coins that we have to build even more barracks. So the elves can be over here because they really don't like anybody. Oh, but there's elf berserkers? That doesn't seem very elf-like. Range unit that spawns 2 summoned ones per round. Interesting. But this would get us to a new berserker perk, which I do like. And we can give them rage or frenzy, which affects when they get their bonuses. And it seems to be about the same, but instead of damage taken reduction, it's movement speed bonus. And I don't think we need that. Let's take enraged. And you guys are ranged as well. Also, we're fighting Tauros now. Charges your HQ, strong against walls. Oh, it's a siege thing. Great. Speaking of walls, we probably need them here. How about more elf things, because they're actually pretty close to leveling up. And that's also all the money we have. So ranges could go up here where this tower's supposed to be. So now we have both sides of the canyon covered, and then siege troops right in the middle. We'll have to hope this is well enough. That's all we can build. And they are certainly looking fast. They don't even care about me, but we certainly care about them. So hopefully the barbarians can keep up, and our summoners are looking good there. And they're also actually not doing too bad damage to the walls. Okay, those bulls got nothing. We just have more attacks coming from a completely different direction. So more walls, another elf, and then we can get a tower over here that is the elves. A vengeance tower. When an allied trooper hero dies within range, tower fires a revenge projectile? Interesting, but it also sounds very limited. Ooh, I do like this blight though. A permanent stacking dot to the target, and if it dies, it spreads. Yes, please. These are not the elves that we're used to. it seems like. Ooh, I do like this elf perk that gives them increased attack speed and moving faster. And we have gotten enough experience to level up ourselves. So we could boost our whirlwind ability or get a new one. I think we can get a new one. We can call for some summoned, or we get a roar that would boost our warrior ability to get a bonus there. Stun nearby enemies and taunt them, forcing them to attack you, while we take greatly reduced damage. You know what? Why don't we go all in on that? And now our bonus. Warriors counterattack with a melee strike that deals damage every time they're attacked. I think yes. Ooh, we'll have to save this monument for later. Gives faction points for each building in range that has the same faction when it's built. But we could also use some more money. So let's build some more houses. And it seems like we're gonna need some more human structures. And our units should be good over here. Why don't we pull our elven units over to help us with this wall? It can be on the other side of the ridge from the tower. And we'll just have to deal with the lambs all on our own. And the all-seeing eye is already locking in. I like it. But I also like the enemies to just have way less health numbers than before. And we also forgot to roar, but we could do it now, so now we take less damage, and they're focused on attacking me. At least the enemies that heard the roar, which gives our towers more time to do their thing, and now it's time for us to retreat. It also seems like our elves are a little bit out of range, so you guys will have to move, and by the time you actually get over here, the fight's gonna be done, so good job, you're worthless. But at least they can help over here. Or not, because we survived. I'm sorry, are we fighting wyverns now? Or dragons? Focuses on destroying buildings, starting with towers. Yay, great. Why don't we put one out here as a bait? And this Nemesis tower would actually be good. Cast an enchanter spell to taunt enemies. Sure. And then can we boost it right away? Requires HQ level 2. I suppose we could upgrade our HQ. Might be time we do that. So now we can upgrade the rest of our structures as well. And here, more human shrines for the XP bonus. And it seems like we'll definitely need more range units over here because this is a flying dragon. So hopefully they do good over here. Also, you guys are not even close. And then you guys help over here with melee, which we're gonna have to as well because we are not ranged units. Either way, we'll be fine. Just have to hope that the dragons over here aren't too bad. And there they go. Look at the fuzzy little things. Fuzzy dragons. Not really sure how that works, but let's take care of the sheeps over here and then taunt them so they're leaving our orcs alone. Hopefully all of our units over there are doing well enough, which it already looks like one tower's down, but the dragons are going down pretty quick, which is good. But now they're attacking the wizards. That's fine though, the dragon goes down. Oh, all the orcs died over here. Well, that's a little disappointing. Easy cleanup though. Okay, so we definitely need more structures, it feels like, because also repairing stuff costs money when they're destroyed. And there is another monument we could build here. So why don't we set up some defenses by this wall? And we could get the human stat up with the ballista here. Ooh, grave robber, free summoned. I like this. And now we can get another tier 1 perk. Towers gaining more range and attack speed? I think yes. And our mercenary stat gets a bonus. Mercenaries gain health and basic attack damage for each class you have a bonus in, or enemies drop more gold and mercenaries collect money during battle to heal. What do we have that's a mercenary? I think it's just our towers that are mercenary. Well, that really wouldn't work, but we could still get the health and basic damage. And then we could boost the summoner right away too, with 2 grave robbers. Building duplicates increase the cost by 2 though. I think it'll be worth it. And now we can boost a summoner bonus. So more damage and movement speed for you. And that is also a lot of lambs coming over here. You wizards better get to safety. And then we also have more towers over here, I think. At least one. A blight tower over here, I think, would be a really good thing. Because the lambs would go through a lot of blight dots. So yes. And the Nemesis tower there will do its job. But I also kind of wonder if it should be the majority of our units over here. Why don't we do half over here, half over there with different distributions? All right, let's do it. And we'll help the main attack force here. Hello, summons. Everybody get over here. So let's try to attract everybody that we can, which also affects the bulls. Very nice. So we have to run away and heal. So let's see just how our blights are doing over here, which it seems like needs a little bit of help. Thankfully, the lambs are very easy to take care of. And now we can pull these guys over here to help. As they just broke through a wall. Oh, great. Attack me instead as I run away bravely. And hopefully deal some damage before we go down. Oh, we survived. Good. And we only lost a wall. That's pretty good, I think. And we leveled up again. Let's use this to upgrade our whirlwind to do more damage. And we are earning a lot more money now. I like it. So why don't we upgrade the money that it gives from the house, and then we can also upgrade the orc barracks to give more units, and give them better stats. Oh, and we're really close to another elf thing, so let's put a shrine here to the elves. And we get another perk from them. Towers gain 15% more health and continue to gain 5% each round after they are built. I like it. But we also got more dragons coming over here, so we might need a Nemesis tower here to make up for that. Oh, and it also boosted the orcs. Awesome. I feel like we're a little late for rapid expansion if I'm understanding this properly. So let's have our basic attack do more damage and gains more each time the hero doesn't die. I like this because we don't feel like dying. But they also, I'm sorry, is that mammoths? It's woolies. Powerful melee that is hard to kill. Can easily demolish buildings and walls. Great. And we don't have enough for more defensive towers. Although we can build some more houses. Let's build an elf house here. Well, I kind of wish I read that first, because then we would know to upgrade the walls here finally. But of course, they're not where our units are going to be, so we need to move those around. But it also looks like that's the only spot they're coming from, which makes it easy. We just see a lot of damage happening out there. And then just go into it and meet them head on. But it's dragons right away, because of course it is. At least attack over here, why don't ya? And then get whirlwinded. So at least the all-seeing eye tower can attack from way over yonder to help get rid of some dragons. But it's also time for us to heal already. And since we have dead troops already, it is a good time to point out that we can respawn troops so they can get back into the fight. And the dragons are also just going for all the towers one after the other. At least they focus that first. But now we need range units back over here because I can only sit and watch, and so can the summoned. At least we survived, but a lot more got destroyed, so we're not making as much in the coin department as we should. Oh, great. Now it's just 3 waves of 70 all at once. Should we maybe try to get a different unit? We have a few there that are just 1 point away from getting a bonus. So is there a mage warlock? There's a necromancer that's warlock. There's warlock enchanter that can each get upgraded for an orc shaman. More range units, I do like this. To curse a target, increasing damage taken. That sounds like it'll be a fun time. And now we can choose a warlock bonus. Fight after death. Keep fighting after death for a duration. Or warlocks gaining lifesteal. I do like this. And then the enchanter bonus. Smite. I think yes. I don't even know if we have... Oh, we do have an enchanter tower, but that's a nemesis one, which really doesn't do anything. I guess it does get the ability, so that'll be fine. But now, why don't we invest and upgrade 2 of these walls here to be level 2, make them a little stronger, and then distribute some of the orcs here, I think. So you 3 can come over here, but we also have some summoned over there, so why don't you come over here instead? You 2 can stay there. And then we divide these guys and then figure out where the shamans can go too. There is 3 of them, so why don't we just put 1 on each defense? That should be fine. Hide you behind the wall, I think. Which also kind of begs the question, where are we gonna help out? Probably over here. What am I saying? We'll end up helping out everywhere. Time for wave 8. And let's just get this out of the way right away. Attack as many as we can at once, which is actually taking out a few of them. And then we just quickly reposition ourselves to the head of the pack, so we can quickly take out a few of them over here. And it looks like we're already getting some enemy, or not enemies, some friendly troops that are dying. We'll wait for that to cap out at 6, just because it has a long cooldown. There we go. Now, get everybody back in there, but also sounds like some of the walls breaking down. Oh, yikes. Everybody stop that, and then get whirlwinded. Okay, so that's 1 wave down, but it looks like they're also about to break through over here. So we need to wait for that to come back, but it also looks like we're about to get our summon ability again, or resurrection. So do that. Oh, round survived. Never mind. Oh dear, that's a lot of boosted troops. Thank you for being gracious enough to only come from one side, so we can have all of our troops over here. I don't even know how to distribute them. Just bunch everybody up at the gate. But also an all-seeing tower back here wouldn't be such a bad idea. And it also gives our mages another bonus. Or I guess the first bonus. Chance for mage hero abilities and basic attacks to deal splash damage or slow the enemy movement speed. More splash damage. For sure. And it's too bad we already invested last time to upgrade this wall, but we can upgrade the Nemesis tower to be a little bit stronger. That would be a good idea. All-seeing tower here get upgraded. And same with the Blight Tower, because that's over here. Tunnel visioning to one side is not the greatest thing. Also, these shrines look more like gravestones. Not sure if that's an omen, but if we had another Orc Tower, we could get another perk from them, though we can't really afford anything. So sure, we'll boost our hero's ability to get XP with an orc one. Now there's all 3 of them right there. Let's just keep the thing consistent. And then we'll try to set everybody up in kind of ranks. Shamans can be kind of over here too. And then you guys have the biggest range, so you can kind of be right there. This should work out the best for all of our distribution of troops. So time to go through with it, and then just immediately stopping them at the gate. This is whittling down my health a lot faster than it should. Run away. Now it's time for our other heroes to make their keep. Ooh, and the summoners are going right away too, which I like. And these summon skeletons over here are finally showing up. How nice of you. Okay, so when everybody's coming through on one side, this is actually working out very well, but we also got to heal. And maybe resurrect some troops right now, even though the unit cap is already there for summoning. But it's time to roar again. Whirlwind. So they do have a lot of health, but they're not doing too much better than before. It's a good thing that we upgraded this wall. And it's time for us to summon more troops because so many of them just went down. But let's get the bulls over here. Follow me, Toro, stuff like that. And there's some XP. So, ooh. What does upgrading the roar ability do? More range, more duration, and same stun duration. Let's get a third ability. I think it's time that we got some ranged ability. Shoot up to 12 enemies, dealing percentage of their current health as damage and slowing their attack and movement speed. Yes, which is a good thing because look at all those lambs right there. My goodness. Time to upgrade this wall. And then are there any towers that have splash damage? I guess there's another dot tower that we could put over here, or an ice shard. AoE slow movement and attack speed. Yes, please. And they know it, we'll get a nemesis tower over here, which also boosts the orc and mercenary. So we get a tier 2 orc perk. All barracks gain 1 troop, not a bad idea. Towers do more damage, more troops. And then bounty hunter, we can get their versatility up to 3, which would help the nemesis towers to gain more health as well. I think yes. Now we'll try to set up the same or similar formation as before, but ultimately I feel like it's not gonna matter too much once all the chaos breaks out. And I do want this ballista tower over here because it also deals damage the further it travels, and we can get a human perk at tier 2. Oh, HQ can target enemies near the hero, and the attack increases by 200%, so that'd be an extra bonus. I think yes. Okay, so the waves are getting more difficult, but we are almost out of this. Hopefully it's not too bad. Let's start in I form, actually. Wait for all of them to spawn, which is still a lot of them, but we can drop down, roar everywhere, deal a lot of this. This is really whittling us down. Yikes! Whew! Almost died there. But we can also do the throw there of the mage spell that we have. Oh my gosh, that is so much damage. Can the thing hit when we're in I form? It looks like it can, but it looks like they also separate a little bit. So let's take care of the weaker group of them. And then, oh dear, time to summon some units back. Gotta heal, and then attack their back line. So there's a little less of them. Roar everywhere. Whirlwinds. This is looking good. We lost, I might have pulled away too soon. But also mage abilities are in handy, and we did lose quite a few things, but we still made it through. And now we're going into, this is either the last one or the second to last one. At least there's no dragons. Oh no, there's 2 waves. That's not fun. Need a lot more defenses over here. So we could put another ballista down over here. I think that's a good idea, because it also gets us a ranger bonus for the first time. Increased range and reduced range damage taken. That or double attack, which is every 8 attacks will double. You know what? Yes. And let's hope for something else over here that'll be good. Vengeance will be good, but how much damage does that do? Is that worth it? It does 7 damage, so that might be worth it, compared to the ballista that does 6. You know what? Yeah, let's try it once. And then upgrade you, and probably you too. Definitely this guy, because he likes to go down. Ooh, we could upgrade it again if we had HQ level 3. Not really worried about it right now, though. Stronger ballista tower, which is all of our money. So we need to take half of these guys and transfer them over to the other side. We should be able to do that evenly, with the exception of the orcs, because of course. And the bulls are stronger, because of course they are. They also have regular bulls that are not elite, and a lot more of them. Oh goodness. And we'll just have to help out wherever we can. So let's go into it. 11 out of 12. I think there's one more after this, which is not gonna feel great. It already doesn't feel great. Just have to hope that all the bulls and whatnot go down quickly, because they like to just target the buildings, and oh my gosh, those buildings are a lot bigger than the other ones. But at least that's all the mammoths out of the way. Fire that. Probably have to jump back over here. We already have to resurrect troops like crazy and get a couple of these guys whittled down. Careful to watch our health, just in case. Whoop! Yep, time to retreat. Okay, so now they're attacking the walls, which is not fun. But we can also get down over here, attack their backline a little bit, which gets them a little distracted. That's advantageous. And then Whirlwind, all these guys, we didn't do the damage reduction, but it should be fine. I don't think we need to, because we're gonna run away anyway. But not before taking down the last mammoth here. Now everybody can focus over here. Oh, we survived. Hey, but we did lose that entire wall. Yikes. And I don't think we can upgrade the walls again because it doesn't give us the option like the towers do. But now they're attacking from all sides. And most of them are elite, because of course they are. Okay, let's upgrade the barracks so we can get even more of these troops, because absolutely yes. And then why don't we go ahead and build a monument back here, which will give us 8 faction points for the humans. And then we'll just be 1 away for another perk. Oh, I guess we have to choose. Okay, well, we'll do the human one, and then a human house for the last one. And there isn't too much range stuff going on besides the dragons, so we don't need to worry about ranged attacks here for the troops. I think it would be better if we got to shapeshifter ones, so we heal faster, and then when we land, we deal AoE damage, and also take reduced damage. So that can pair up really nicely. And we also really don't have money to do anything else of value. But let's just get all of our new troops that we hired over to this last wall here for defense. And then you could also use some more orcs, the barbarian berserker kinds. So let's just take 1 from you, and then 1 from you. Now we have an even distribution for everybody. Nice. It'll have to be, because that's what we got. I'm mostly worried about the dragons, but ultimately, I think we'll be okay. We have built up a lot of defenses. Just kind of, whoop, should have waited on that. Wait for it, let it cook, and whoop, bam. And then I did the wrong order. I was supposed to roar first. But you know what, we can still do that, and then do that. And then wait around a little bit, run away. Okay, so that's a little bit of help there. We wait for our abilities to recharge here. Okay, we need to resurrect a lot of troops already. This is a major attack force at the front gate. Slam down. Do that. Wait for the roar. Wait for the roar. Do the roar. Do the roar. And then do the roar. And then get rid of all the sheepies there. Okay, that works. Oh dear, they're already busting through the walls. But at least the dragons are distracted. I'm less worried about that, honestly. And we can also do this, which hopefully targeted some of the dragons. But the mammoths are making it way further than before. But it also looks like one side of our defenses is already dealt with. So let's get everybody over here. And they're also just targeting the walls. You know what? I'll let you do that. I don't know how these guys got up here. Must have had a grudge against one of the towers, but also looks like the mammoths are the only things left. Do the roar, flash them a little bit with some magic, and then whirlwind you to death. And that was it, I think. We did it! Oh, we bested all of the woolly things that were coming to kill us. That got a little intense at the end, but that was a fun little region that was available in the demo. There's other ones that are not in the demo right now, but I had a lot of fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed Wool at the Gates. They're so fluffy, why do they have to be so evil? Well, in any case, if you guys do want to see the full game when it releases, then be sure to let me know. Thank you for watching, and sub to Intern. And I would like to thank the channel members, including Bread, Corby Farm, Dakota, Donamoto, Deviant X, Ancient Elixir, Matthew, Hateful Harold, Peggy Sue, Droopalong, Lily Bites, The Miner Within, DeGarity, Sands, V, Killer Squad, Mousy Mouse, Nicholas, Igor Shradi, McKenna Chan, and Liam.